Hey everybody, welcome to KimmelsIrishPub.com. My name's Chef Kimmel. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie is Blade Runner 2049. Harrison Ford, Ryan Gosling. I'm not going to read you the synopsis. It's a sci-fi mystery thriller type movie. And it's a sequel to the original Blade Runner. And some history on myself. I never saw Blade Runner until a couple months ago, right before I started doing these movie reviews. And I saw this was coming out, the new 2049, and I remember the craze, Blade Runner, Blade Runner, Blade Runner. So I was never really into Blade Runner in the past when I was a kid, when it came out, with Harrison Ford in it. And so I was like, this new one's coming out. I gotta check out all the hype on the old Blade Runner. It's gonna be awesome. Well, I have to tell you, this is just my opinion, and I know a lot of people disagree with me. It wasn't that great for me. Long, boring, drawn out, hard to follow. Now, sometimes what I find for myself, I go to happy hour on Friday nights, and then I come home and I watch a movie. I watch a movie every night. We all know that. But on Fridays, I go to happy hour before I watch the movie and I talk to you all. So sometimes watching a movie like this, a long movie, after happy hour, I get a little more tired, and maybe that impacted it. But that's what I remember about that one. I didn't do a full review, but I watched it because this one was coming out. Well, this one's got some great ratings. 87% from Rotten Tomatoes, from the critics, 81% from the users, 8.2 on IMDb. Now, this movie is 2 hours and 44 minutes long. And I'm starting it on a weekday. I'm not starting it after happy hour. I'm going to start it now. It might take 2 days to watch this film. 2 hours and 44 minutes. If I get gripping, I have work tomorrow. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll toughen it out. We don't know. But I'm going to get into it a little bit here. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to come back and explain it to you. If you want to know what the actual synopsis is about, check out the link below. I always put the links to the IMDb page in the description so you can check it out. I don't feel like explaining it to you now because I think it might be over my head. But I'm going to watch it a little bit, and then I'll come back and I'll check in and let you know what I'm seeing. So stick around, and we'll see how it goes. Alright? Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the 2 hour, 1 minute and 41 second mark of Blade Runner. I apologize that this is my first check-in. The movie is 2 hours and 43 minutes long. There's only 41 minutes left, but just like the first one for me, this one's hard for me to stay interested. I find myself fighting to stay awake. So the concept of this movie is basically Ryan Gosling plays a replicant, which is basically a Blade Runner, who I believe is like half robot, half human in a sense, void of emotions and just following commands and killing older Blade Runners that are out there. That's, I believe, what is happening. He's going out fighting these old Blade Runners and killing them. And so, Dave Bautista is one, and I was excited to see him in here. I like him. The fact that he, what he did in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I thought he was great. And there's Bushwhack. There's another one I did a review on. I'm not sure if I released it yet or not, but I like him. I think he's after Guardians of the Galaxy, he was hilarious. Anyway, he's in this. He's not in it very long, but I think that's the role of this character, and this is to go out and find these old Blade Runners and kill them off. And then they come upon a revelation somehow, some way, that one of these replicants has had a baby. And how is that possible? It's supposed to be, half human, half robotic, but they're able to reproduce. And so that Robin Wright is his boss and sends him out to find this child, or find, I think it's, it's probably grown now, but find this replicant that was reproduced by another replicant. And so that's really the whole thing of the movie. And he's going out and doing that, and it's very slow placed. It feels like the characters are talking very slow. And maybe that's good. Maybe a lot of people like that. I don't. I don't. So I apologize. If you do, and that's okay. We don't all have to agree on everything, but very slow paced. He's married, I believe, or at least he has a girlfriend that is a hologram. And then he has some kind of stick that makes her somewhat real. I guess she can get off of the tracker of the hologram. I don't know. But yeah, his wife is a hologram. And in fact, they bring a second girl into it so that it can simulate relations, if you will. But I won't go into that too much. You'll have to check that out yourself. But again, it's kind of slow going. I've pretty much told you everything, and I've been watching the movie for 2 hours. And so that's how I stand on this. But I'll watch the rest of it here, and probably come back in at the credits, and maybe something interesting will happen here at the end here, and pull it all together. And I apologize again if this isn't your opinion of this movie, and you like it a lot more, great. But I don't think it's for me. But I'm going to stick it out, watch the end of it. I'll be back in a little bit and let you know what I think. Thanks. Hey everybody. At the credits of Blade Runner 2049. Finally finished it. Made it through the last 45 minutes of it, and I don't even remember what I've told you so far in my last couple of check-ins, but I can tell you that not much changed in the last 40 to 45 minutes. Still remain to be slow. Long scenes with not a lot of dialogue. And then it ended. So I'm sure there's a lot of people out here who enjoyed these two Blade Runners, the first one and this one, although they're 30 years apart, something like that. And the first one got rave reviews, and the second one seemed like it got some good numbers from IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, but not my cup of tea. I don't know. Maybe I'm spoiled by the action and all the other stuff that accompanies all these other movies nowadays, and maybe the art behind this, or the intention behind this is lost on me. So therefore, I apologize. But for me, just not there. I told you what the movie's about. Told you what the theme's about. Harrison Ford's in it, but had a tough time staying awake throughout the whole movie. 2 hours and 44 minutes long. It's a pretty long movie, and I think that's intentional. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it any further. I'm going to probably give it a 6 or a 7. I don't want to lull you to sleep like I just was. I'm going to go ahead and try and wake up and maybe watch a TV show or something like that. But not for me. Maybe for you. Let me know what you think. Thanks for sticking with me this long. Kimmel's Irish Pub.